Gentlemen, I've got about 5 or 6 amendments here. And the reason for them are that our folks that worked on this budget, our chairman, our vice chairman, our secretary, and all the others over there, the Speaker Pro Tem, the deputy speaker, they lived up to what they said, and our leader, our majority leader, that we weren't going to have any local projects. And they made sure the House didn't have any. And they stuck to it, and they did a good job. And I will say that they did invite us to a meeting. And so what I've got here are some of the amendments that the Senate put in that are local. And what these will do is they will take them out. They will not be in the appropriations bill. Therefore, they will not receive the appropriations that the Senate put in here for them. I have one that's going to restore some funds, but these will very easily take care of that. So the first one is having to do with an amount, making a grant to the E.M. Jelnick Center of Knoxville, Tennessee for operational expenses related to substance abuse treatment. That's just Knoxville, $300,000. I move that we adopt it.
Amendment's been moved and properly second. Questions on the amendment? Chairman Sargent. Leader Fitzhugh.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and members of the committee. I'm saying this in the abstract, not in the particular. This is the House of Representatives. We have a role to play in this budget, and we have an opportunity to play it right now. So let's bow up.
Chairman Sargent.
Thank you. I move this motion to the table.
Proper motion. Speaker Emeritus Naifeh is.
I'll be brief because I just explained what it was, and I hope that we can vote no on this table in the motion. Just do it by voice first. Let me see how good your ears are.
Well, we skipped right to the meat of the problem, so we're voting now on the tabling motion. All in favor of tabling amendment number 6, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Item 6 is tabled.
Just let's hurry through.
Amendment number 7, drafting code 9203. Speaker Emeritus Naifeh.
9203. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see a local appropriation, look at this one real good. $200,000 to the town of Somerville to be used for seed money for a facility for higher education. There's a whole lot of things that hadn't happened here. I don't believe there's been any planning. I don't believe the building commission has ever heard of this. And let me also add, the reason there's never been one, I represented Fayette County for 28 years. The reason that there's never been a higher education facility there is because there's so many so close with Jackson, Covington, Memphis, that they could go to. And I would move adoption of this.
Amendment number 7 has been moved, properly second. Representative Shaw.
Thank you. If I could, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to request a voice vote on this one. I mean, a roll call vote. Roll call vote.
Well, we've not done anything yet, but we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. Representative Carr.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And with your help, I'd like a little bit of clarification because something was said that I'm not clear on that I need to be clear on. And maybe this question is better for Chairman Sargent, so I'll let you two determine that if that's okay. What was said, as I understood it, was that there was an agreement that there wouldn't be any local bills in this budget and that the Senate put some local bills in this budget, and what Speaker Emeritus is doing is removing those local bills from the budget that were put in by the Senate because the House didn't have any. Mr. Chairman or Vice Chairman, is that correct? Or
Chairman Sargent, you're recognized.
Your statement is correct. Your statement is correct.
Okay. I want to be delicate here. why, well, I do want to be careful here because I'm not sure why our colleagues on the other side determined to put local bills in the budget when we don't have the same opportunity, or did we have the opportunity and just elect not to do it?
It was chosen, and this is for a university. You can call it local, but I guess you could call every university located in a county local, but we all know that's not true. You have a university in your district called MTSU. I know 1,500 students, or 16, come from Franklin, Williamson County. So I wouldn't call MTSU a local project. They are
He's
looking.
off the subject, Mr. Chairman.
Continue, Chairman Sergeant.
So they are looking at this to have a university in that area, and that's what this is seed money to do that.
Oh, thank you, Chairman Sargent. And if I could make one follow-up just for clarification, are all of these projects that are being discussed that came from the Senate deal with higher education?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Speaker Meredith Naifeh.
Has he moved it to the table yet?
No, we're still in question on amendment
like-
number 7.
Item number.
Do you have a response?
I'll wait till he moves it to the table.
Well, I'd like to move. I think the drafting code.
Wait, no, we've got another question. Now, if you've got a question, we've got Representative Brooks. You're recognized.
I'm just curious if this is on the THEC planning list.
It's not.
I move this motion to the table.
Thank you. And thank
Speaker Meredith Naifeh has moved adoption of amendment number 7. Chairman Sargent has moved that amendment to the table, cuts off all debate except the sponsor of the amendment, Speaker Meredith Naifeh. You're recognized.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, and I don't mean to speak out when you hadn't called on me. I apologize for that. But actually, Chairman Brooks, if those gentlemen would, Chairman Brooks, this is not on any list. As you know, there's always a list of things that are going to happen, and the MTSU and Mr. Chairman Carr ought to hear this. It sat at the top of the list, preventing anything else from coming up for a long time. We passed that in the building commission when I was on the building commission. It was that long being a reality. I'd sure like to look at you instead of having to look around you. But, and I'm glad you brought that point up. Ladies and gentlemen, if this isn't local, there isn't a local. There's nothing local if this isn't local. I mean, I'd ask for $200,000 for the center in Tipton County. But I wouldn't have gotten it because the House wasn't putting any local amendments on it. I would hope that you would gut up to it and vote against this tabling motion. Thank you very much.
We're voting on the tabling motion. There's been do I see 3 hands requesting we're having a roll call vote on the tabling motion for amendment number 7. Call the roll, Mr. Clerk.
Representative Alexander? Armstrong?
Ladies and gentlemen, I know, everybody, let's take our members, let's take our seats. It's hard to hear. Everybody get your seat. Let's get some order back in this meeting. Call the roll, Mr. Clerk.
Representative Alexander? Armstrong? Brooks and Knox? Brooks and Bradley? Brown? Campbell? Carr? Coley? DeBerry? Eldridge? Fitzhugh, Hall, Harrison, Hawk, Johnson, Matheny, McCormick, McDaniel, Miller, Naifeh, Odom, Roach, Sergeant, Shaw, Tyndall. Ayes 11, noes 13, 1 present not voting.
Tabling motion fails.
I move passage of this amendment. I move passage, adoption.
I had my arm up to be recognized.
I forgot the floor. I've got the amendment.
The tabling motion fails. Leader McCormick, you're recognized.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman. We may need to look up the rule. Does he not have the floor since he's got the amendment? Thank you. I move we go into recess for 15 minutes.
Proper motion. We're in recess 15 minutes.